think it's with wind chill. They said the lowest was like -50.
Yeah, I'm out here in Kentucky. It was single digits for the last.
This
Um, I despise this weather ration. I feel like
it should be over soon.
we are all just being ambushed by this weather, and it's nothing we can do about it right now. Um,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, I'm like recovering. I got a little slight cold because of it, but
Oh no,
yeah,
sorry to hear that.
but it could be worse. But I said I was gonna man up, have you on the show, and I'm glad I have you on. Let's
Yeah,
go.
happy to be here.
And I've heard of you through another wrestler.
Oh
Um,
really? From who?
Brene, I believe that's her name.
Oh, Cameron? Renee?
Karen Brene, yes, that is her.
Oh yes. I love her. We work
She
very well together.
she is like so cool and so
I
not.
agree.
And shout out to Karen Brene. She is totally awesome. With that being said, let's go and get to the questions. How did you get started as a wrestler?
I started last May, and I trained at the Black and Brave Wrestling Academy in Davenport, Iowa, for 3 months, and I have been doing shows since October.
That Iowa spot. That's very Davenport, Iowa. That's
Yes.
a very familiar city. Um, very familiar city. A certain Royal Rumble winner resides in that. Mr. Seth Rollins, perhaps. Uh,
Yep.
who he did win the Royal Rumble this past Sunday. One of my favorite wrestlers right now, Mr.
Yeah,
Burnett.
he runs Black and Brave Wrestling Academy.
So I mean, what's that? For someone like that training in that area and seeing him having the success that he's had, not just as an individual, but a member of the Shield, obviously. Like, just wasn't like just being seeing him develop there, evolve, and now he's basically, in my opinion, one of the best wrestlers in the world. Um, like what was
Yeah,
it?
I agree. He's great.
So it's what was it like training there, and going through the whole process and everything.
Well, I can't talk about details of training, but I could say that it was very tough and difficult, and they put us through kind of what you need to go through if you want to be serious about professional wrestling. It has made me grow so much within such a short period of time. I'm just very grateful to have guidance from some of the best people in the world, like people that I looked up to. It's kind of a dream come true, as corny as that sounds to say that, but it has been such a good experience, and I'm very thankful that I came to train here instead of somewhere else.
So I have interviewed so many women wrestlers throughout the years of this show, and for what most women have told me is that they are either the only female training with the guys or one of a few women with majority of men. When you went through the whole training, were you like the only female, or were there more when you got started training?
Still here, it is a male-dominated business, so there's definitely a lot more guys than there were girls, but I was very lucky to actually have two other girls in my class when I trained. I had Tarly, or also known as Starly. She's a wrestler from Australia, and then I also had Smasha Hontus. She's from New Zealand, so it was kind of cool to be able to train and start off this business with people who have already been around the world. Charlie, personally, we got along so well, and we were just inseparable for the 3 months. So she taught me so much about wrestling and the business and how to handle myself. And yeah, there's not a whole ton of us here, but we do what we can, and still like guidance from guys is still very, very valuable to me.
That has to be absolutely awesome that you got a chance to train with people that has traveled here and there all over the world, and learn from them and work with them along the way. And that's pretty awesome. And I feel like women wrestling just continues to grow. It just it's just it's a good time to be a woman for so many years now, and just things just keeps getting better and better. More wrestlers getting opportunities, and you know, and it feels like woman wrestling just, I don't know, it just keeps. We might end up having a woman main event at WrestleMania. I feel like it's. I feel like
Yes.
if you would have told me that 10, 15 years ago, I would have been like, maybe, because there was some good
Hmm.
talent at the time, but I guess maybe they weren't ready at the time. But now you have Wanda Rousey on one end and Becky Lynch on the other side, and it's like this has to be this has to be the easiest decision WWE could possibly make in its business history. Like, I like the guys, respect to the fellas, but with this women's revolution going on for the last several years, and they've been through every single match and main events in some ways possible, main event will just be the icing on the cake. And now you
Exactly.
have,
Yeah, David.
yeah, so
I'm sorry.
yeah, main eventing WrestleMania will be the icing on the cake. This
Yeah, I
just
agree. I feel like the women have been absolutely killing it. Like, have even an all-women's pay-per-view was such a milestone, really. And I was able to have my first actual professional wrestling match during the weekend of Evolution. So I feel like I'm going into this business at such a peak time, and I'm very, very thankful for that.
wow, that's awesome. Good times indeed. So with we get to the end of January and it's on to February, you know, what do you have in store in the coming weeks and months as far as shows, bookings that your fans need to keep an eye on?
I definitely share out all the shows that I participate on a few weeks beforehand on all my social media, and I, in the moment, am just trying to wrestle anywhere and everywhere that I can. The more towns I visit, the more opponents I have, I'll just be honing my craft more and more. So I want to take the next month, the next year to just go everywhere, see new things, explore different styles of wrestling. I would love to travel within the area. I'm still currently in college, so traveling super far isn't an option yet, but I just want to face anyone I can and just improve and improve, and then who knows where I can be in a year.
I definitely respect that, and it just further proves gotta get that education. So boys and girls, whatever it is that you want to do in life, make sure you have a good education along the way. Stay in school, boys and girls. Now, if you get,
For sure.
so, but now that if your city says that you can't go to school because of the weather, that's one thing. But other than that, go to school, boys and girls. Um,
Yeah.
so you've had your matches with Cameron Burnett. You've had some matches with some other women. Who are some of the women out there, whether it's on the indies or in the pros, that you haven't had a chance to go up against but would like to one day?
My dream opponent right now is actually Carly, because we train together, but we never have done a show together. And I would love to just see her come back from Australia, because it's just insane amount of money to get to and from here and there. And I just want to see how we've evolved, how we've changed, what we could learn about facing each other these days versus for when I just started. That would definitely be one of my dream matches at the moment.
Okay, go with a training partner. I like that. Y'all have been through the ups and downs, obviously, and developing with one another, learn from each other. I hear this so much, from wrestlers in general with the sisterhood and the brotherhood, the bond, just being there for one another and support one another and seeing each other succeed. So to have a match with your training partner one day, that would be amazing. Regardless of the location, that will be absolutely incredible. Um, what do you consider, like, as far as advice? What would your advice be to anyone out there that wants to become a wrestler or at least get started into wrestling? What would your advice be?
I would say just do it. But you have to be committed. You have to understand that wrestling takes a huge part of your life. And if you want to be successful, I am a big advocate of giving 100% to everything, because if you want to take wrestling seriously, you need to commit a good portion of your time. You have to train. You have to watch the way you eat. It's not just some hobby for me to do on the weekends. And that's not to say that anyone who does it on the weekend is any less valid. I believe wrestling has something for everybody, absolutely everyone. But if you want to be part of wrestling and you've been thinking about it, I prolonged my training for years because I was just scared. But if you're serious about it and you love it, just go for it. And it's going to be tough and it's going to be hard, but just don't give up, and honestly, just go for it. The more you think about it, the more time you'll take, and the less likely you'll do it.
Well said. It's very important to be committed to it. Find time to make it happen. You gotta make some sacrifice in order
Of
to
course.
succeed. Can't take any shortcuts. Um,
Not at all.
nah. So wrestling, it will take a toll on a human's body, obviously. Um, but it's not ballet, as people like to say. So you do what you can to make it happen. We
Yeah,
got
ballet can be tough as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm proud to be a fan. I would never want to put myself in that predicament whatsoever. I mean, people just wrestling. Look, unless you've been through those boots, unless you stepped it in between those ropes, yeah, it's just best just to let the wrestlers perform, let them do their thing. Don't try to intimidate what they trying to do unless you in training and doing it. So yeah. So just leave the wrestling to the wrestlers, people. That's just leave.
Definitely tough. Yes.
Stick to the train. Let the trained professionals do that. you just sit in the audience and just cheer, boo, whatever. But well, Blair Onyx, it was great having you on the show. Thank you so much for being on this evening. Check her out on social media, Blair Onyx. That's Blair and Onyx, as in Malcolm X.
Perfect.
And thank you again. Continued success. You got any final words you want to say to your fans out there, or anyone in particular?
Um, I mean, thank you to anyone who supports me. It means the world. Thank you for having me on, and I just hope to make everyone proud.
You already have so far, and I look forward to see more of you in the future. You have a good night.
All right, you too. Thank you.
All right, bye bye. That was Blair